Shartimus, Ron, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit, Shartimus, subscribe,
I feel myself itching just looking at you. Hey, what's up you guys? Shartimus Prime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Legends MCU Stan Lee. If you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so at
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
Dorkside Toys is a store for you. Link below.
And while you're down there, please don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And a big thanks to Dorkside Toys for making this review possible. Welcome them to the channel, won't you? Check them out, link below. And the packaging for this Stan Lee, oh my goodness, looks so pristine. I love seeing this silver trim right over here. And then it has a silver foil where it says Stan Lee right there. And then you can see in white it says Stan Lee. And then of course we get the faux signature on the shield. And then on this side you can see that nice silver foil saying Excelsior right there. Then in white it says Stan Lee. And then on the back you can see a poster image of the Avengers movie, and you can see Stan from that chess scene. And then there's a read up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. And then on this side it says Excelsior one more time. Not much more on the top, not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here is Stan Lee out of the packaging, and wow, they really nailed this figure with that photoreal technology. We will get a closer look at this figure. I gotta say that head sculpt is very impressive. I have very few gripes with this figure, so I will mention those throughout the video, but mostly very excited about having this figure, and we get some decent accessories as well. So let's get a closer look at those, and then we'll take a closer look at Stan the Man Lee. So Stan only comes with two accessories. He comes with the chessboard and the shield, and I really wish this was an actual folded out chessboard. It looks really good and everything, but you know, in the scene that Stan was in, you know, this is totally folded out with chess pieces on it, and I know they're going to reuse this for Professor X and Magneto later, so I don't know, it would have been nice to have, you know, an opened up chessboard. But anyway, the shield right over here is the coolest accessory. I love that we get the Stan Lee signature over the shield. Now it's kind of funny that Captain America is one of the more popular Marvel characters that Stan Lee did not create, but he is responsible for this shield and the whole ricochet ability and all that, so that is still kind of neat, you know what I mean? Or it is neat. I like it. I actually really like this a lot. Very nice paint apps over here. I really dig it quite a bit. Even the parts that aren't the signature look really good, you know? Very nice vibrant red and silver and blue. And you can see we've seen this shield many times before in the past. It's the same MCU shield that we've seen. And then you can see, you know, the one with no paint right over here from the World War II version. And for a signature comparison, might as well show this off next to an actual Stan Lee signature that I have right here by my desk. And that looks very accurate. Yeah, I mean, it's not an actual signature like this one over here, though, you know. And if you're going to brag, you might as well brag hard. Look at that. There's so many awesome signatures. So I know that we all know what Stan Lee looked like, but I just wanted to show off this figure next to a still from the Avengers movie from his cameo. And wouldn't it have been cool if Jack Kirby was still with us and he could have been in that cameo with him? Steve Ditko was alive at the time. It would have been great, but, you know, he never really wanted to do public appearances and stuff. But anyway, here is the first Hasbro Stan Lee figure for a head sculpt comparison, and you could see the vast improvement over here on the newer figure compared to this older one. I mean, they definitely both look like Stan Lee, but come on, man, the photoreal tech on this thing is unbelievable. And then here it is next to the Hot Toys Stan Lee, which looks really good too. So seeing these side by side, they both look very accurate. Oh, and Standor. I almost forgot to compare this head sculpt next to the Standor head sculpt from the Four Horsemen. This also looks fantastic. This head sculpt is fantastic as well. I love they captured this detail with the mustache. The gold paint is just a little bit off on the inside of this right lens. That does bug me. All the wrinkles, the flesh tone looks really good. Oh, our poor Generalissimo, I miss him. Did you guys follow him on Twitter? It was fun reading his tweets back when he was, you know, posting up tweets. I was a big fan of not just Stan Lee's work, but Stan the man himself. I was just always amazed about all of his achievements and the choices that he had made. And I don't know, just his whole story is just pretty amazing to me. But anyway, looking at the rest of the figure right here, you could see that they gave him his members only jacket, even though he wasn't wearing a members only jacket in the movie. But this very much looks like something you would see him in real life. So I like that. And they got the color down too. I like the wrinkles right here. The sleeve looks really good. Looking at the hands right here, they don't look too bad. So I like that. By the way, the paint detail on the hair looks really good over here too. You know, it should have been a little bit more empty back there, but I'm sure he's looking down on us and appreciating them kind of filling that in. But yeah, looking at the shirt, that looks great. I like all those buttons right over there. Nice wrinkles in the sculpt. And then these legs right here are pretty good too. I believe these are the Chameleon figure legs instead of the Nick Fury legs, which I do prefer the Nick Fury legs more, just because of the feet. Now, Stan, I never ever saw Stan Lee wearing loafers like this. He was a sneakers guy all the way, so I wish they gave him sneakers instead. And, you know, he still has peg holes right there at the bottom of his feet. So for Stan's articulation, you can get his head to move up quite a bit. That's great. You just want to make sure the hair is going over the collar. You can't move the head all the way down. You get the forward and back like a pile driver. You can turn the head side to side. Good head pivoting right there. Shoulders move outward that much. You can move them down, rotate a full 360. Biceps swivel, double jointed elbows, and then both wrists turn side to side, and they both hinge up and down. He does have an ab crunch forward, ab crunch back, and then he has a waist swivel right here. Hips move outward that far. He can kick forward that much, back a tiny bit, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then the ankles move down. They don't move up. That's the biggest problem with that Chameleon body mold, is that the ankles won't move up, and he does have beautiful ankle pivot though. Now to measure out this new Stan Lee figure, you can see that he is standing just a little over 6 inches tall. And then here's our new Stan Lee figure next to Mattel's Standor, and then we have the SDCC exclusive from Hasbro. And I haven't mentioned how this figure was supposed to be released, or apparently was supposed to be released in a 2-pack Build-A-Figure set thing that never came out, and I'm just assuming legal issues. No one from Hasbro has really confirmed anything on any of that, but I'm just assuming legal issues. I mean, you're using the likeness of a deceased person that's very popular. I'm sure there's a lot of legal stuff to make this happen, so I'm happy to have this figure, and I hope everything ended up working out okay. And then here's our new Marvel Legends Stan Lee next to the Hot Toys Stan Lee, and both of these look great. I gotta say, man, for this being a Hot Toys figure compared to the Marvel Legend, I mean, the Marvel Legend does a great job. Then here's Stan Lee next to the Shartimus Prime Custom, and you can see they're not in scale. This is made out of a WWE figure, so it's more like a 7-inch scale Shartimus rather than a true 6-inch scale Marvel Legends Shartimus, which I would love to have one day. The thing that I was really able to relate with Stan Lee was he'd talk about how embarrassed he would be to mention his occupation at parties and stuff like that, and I totally relate to that. Can you imagine from my perspective what it's like when people ask me what I do for a living? And I'm going to be like, I talk about toys on the internet, man. Like, I don't like talking about it when I'm out at parties. Or I'll say something like, I'm a YouTuber, and then the questions, and it just never ends. And it's just kind of funny. I just totally relate to what he was going through in the 60s, telling people that he wrote comic books for a living. I think there's a lot of parallels there that not a lot of people think about now, just because there's not that many people that review figures for a living. And then here's Stan Lee next to some of my MCU figures that I did have fun posing Stan with, because I'm just imagining Stan Lee living on in the MCU. So I had a great time taking photos of Stan with these different characters. And then here's Stan Lee next to my modded Far From Home Spider-Man figure. And then here's Stan Lee next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Badass Spider-Man. Wait, superheroes in New York give you a break? What are you talking about? You weren't watching the news? I mean, you could have just looked out your window. I mean, there's explosions and everything, man. Come on, you couldn't believe it was real? We got New Yorkers suffering and you're questioning whether it's real or not? Ah, damn it, Stan, you're disappointing me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as that notification bell. And a big thank you to all these people over here that support this YouTube channel over on Patreon. I really appreciate it, you guys. It goes a long way, and I just announced a whole bunch of giveaway winners yesterday, and I have a whole bunch more giveaways going up for April, as well as the daily exclusive posts over there. If you're in a position to support and check out all those perks, link in the description below. And I also want to set up a New Yorker exclusive giveaway. That's something I want to coordinate for my subscribers. A lot of places in the world right now are going through it, but New York has been hit hard, and I love New York so much. I was just there for New York Toy Fair, had an amazing time at the meet and greet. I love you guys, I really do. I hope everyone is doing as good as they possibly can, and I want to do something special and give something back. Even though you guys may not need a free action figure, I want to set something up where I could do a New Yorker giveaway. Anyway, stay tuned for that. It'll be complicated. I'll figure it out. Anyway, this figure right here, absolutely amazing. I love Stan Lee. I love having this figure. I have my gripes, but regardless, at the price point of around 20 to 25 bucks, I'm giving it a sud rating of
I love it!
And again, I'd like to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments section below. And if you want to follow me on the social media, check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action
Oh man, I really miss Stan a lot. Hey, new Sharpness Prime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Shot.